qualifies to be registered. Ghanaian, that is a citizen, 18 years, resident, ordinary resident in an area, and then of sound mind. So when registration opens, you are the one qualified to register. But in this case, it says limited registration in the sense that those who have never registered are the ones who are going to register. It's very important, and we will come to that point, because you go around and you hear people saying that I've lost my card. Can I go and register? You can't go and register. If for any reason you go and deceive the electoral officer to register, your name will appear twice on the register. And you would have done multiple registrations.
That will be an offense.
Perfect. So if you've lost your card, you will have to take the opportunity to report and then get the card replaced. This is not a time for that exercise. So who qualifies becomes the first thing. Then you should show how you qualify. That is where you're supposed to go to the center with either a passport, driver's license, national identification card. They used to have national health insurance card, which Supreme Court has struck out. And then where you don't have any of this, which I suspect will be the most frequent issue during this exercise, because the average 18-year-old may not have a passport, may not have a driver's license. National ID is in limbo. Last time I heard, millions of cards were lying around the offices which have not been distributed because they say there's no money. So the average person may not have all this. That means that person should have a guarantor. And in the CI 72, anybody could go and say, I'm guaranteeing. I go in and say that I know Mama V, I'm guaranteeing that she's 18, a Ghanaian of sound mind, whatever. And then the person guarantees. But an individual can guarantee for only 5 persons. If I say I'm guaranteeing for people I can vouch for, I can do that for only 5 persons. But as an 18-year-old walks to the registration center without any of these identification cards, she needs 2 guarantors. I hope you're following.
To go along with her?
To go along with her.
Okay.
You're assuming that it's a lady.
Yes, it's me.
It's you. To go along with her, to go and register. Now, as I said, CI-72 could just make it so open and blanket. Anybody walks in, I'm coming to guarantee. Now, CI-91 is saying either a parent, a guardian, a spouse, or sibling.
Okay.
And then other. The other you should specify.
Must they be above 18?
You should be a registered voter.
Okay.
So other, you have to specify. Maybe a school teacher, maybe a pastor, maybe whatever. So that they will capture it on their form that this person came without any guarantor. But this is a person without any of the casts. But this person has come vouching that this person is qualified to be registered.
And you need 2 of such people.
You need 2 of such people. So that if you wake up in the morning, you are 19 years, this year, by all means, you want to vote and vote for Obi Amwa, you have to go and register. And if you have to go and register, you wake up from home, you have to convince your parents or your big brother and your mom. Please, today I want you to spend some hours in the queue for me, so that you guarantee, so that I get my card. So that is the process. Then once you're able to do that, you get to the center, you fill the form, and then you are registered.
Okay.
Now, the role, out of the role of the agents, or maybe we should come to rather even the role of the registration officers. You get there, they ask questions, they fill a form, you sign, they do the card for you. They all have their roles to play. They get you the card laminated, you get your card. But in the course of it, the agent there is allowed to challenge whoever is coming.
My eligibility?
Your eligibility.
Okay.
In which case, he will have to fill a challenge form.
Even though I have the 2 people with me?
Even when you have the 2 people with you.
Okay.
Even when you are holding a card. The agent is allowed to challenge your eligibility, and he has to fill a challenge form. Now the CI 91 is saying that challenge form should be in duplicate, so that he leaves one of the EC, keeps one for future arbitration. So that is something new that has been brought in. So for every situation, once you are challenged, your card will not be given to you.
But you go through the process of registration.
You go through the process of registration. But the EC will keep your card until the review committee has settled your eligibility matter, the challenge that somebody brought up. There's also the provision that at the end of every day, the EC should give printouts to agents. Printout meaning the number of persons they've registered for the day and all their particulars. Age, residential address, gender, all the particulars that they use in registering.
So that if subsequently they want to verify by, visiting them in the homes or checking.
So those printout. Now, what the new CI has even added, so apart from the daily printout, you should also add the number of persons who have been challenged for that particular day. You understand? It didn't happen under CI 72, it's happening under CI 91. Those who have been challenged, provide that list too, apart from the list of all those who have been registered for the day. So that becomes more or less day one. And it's repeated and repeated and repeated. So that is the registration period. But the most important thing is for the person going to register to know what is required of her. So that you don't set off from home, you don't know what is required, you get to the center, you may have to go back home. If you don't have any card, you should have guarantors accompanying you. To all the questions they may ask, you may need to prepare. Somebody gets to the center, what's your house number? Person is stuck. You can't register you because you have to be within the area where they are registering. You have to be in the electoral area to be qualified to be registered, because the law says that if you come and you are not supposed to be registered there, the EC will have to direct you to where you are supposed to go and register. So that even within a district, let's say if you are in Ebri, you are going to register and you go to Brekusu, which is also part of the district and the constituency. They will tell you go to Ebri because that's where your electoral area is. And then that's where you will be voting, because the electoral areas are broken down into polling stations. You understand?
Sure.
So once you're taking off from home, you should know all that you require for you to be able to register. So you go through the process, you are registered.
So now that the EC is not making noise about that, how do people know all this?
That's why you have brought me here today. That's why I'm saying that you should help the EC. You should help the EC, even though their budget, they may not give you some. Probably they will have to come and do some adverts on your network. And you also give them,
to compensate, you know?
Yes, and also give them bonus for the work you do. But that is a critical thing. Otherwise, the person gets there, we end up giving false information, which is an offense under the law. What's your house number? It doesn't remember, so it has to say something. But your parents' name, your house number, your age, gender, it can show. And then you go through the process. If there's no hitch, no challenge, nothing, you get your card. That very moment. And then you are off.
But if there's a challenge, you go through the process, but you don't go away with a card.
You don't go away with the card. The card is kept because you have to appear before a review committee to justify why you deserve the card.
That's also new, right?
No, it's always been there.
A review committee set up there and then, or
after the registration exercise. Now, because we are also using biometric, they would have to ask you to put your fingers on the machine to be registered. But there are 3 types of persons who can be registered. Persons with all the fingers. So you start this, put this there. Persons with less than the 10 fingers. We will have a separate list for them. Somebody may come, he has only 6. Somebody may come only 5. Somebody may come The third category, those without fingers at all. They call them face only. It means that they will be identified only by your face. When it gets to the election day, you will not be asked to put your fingers on the machine to verify you. You don't have any fingers. So it's really the face that they will use, they will scan to verify you. So once you go through all these processes, you get your card. So that is the registration period. Except that the practical challenges, the EC can assure you every day that, oh, everything is on course. Practical challenges, one, you get to the center, EC themselves, they don't have the CI. You understand me? Some of us, as political parties, we take the trouble to provide CIs for our agents, so that if there's any dispute, any issue, the agent
will just open it up to you. Yes. This is what the regulation says.
Yeah. But unfortunately, sometimes even the EC officials don't have the CI. So we have asked the EC to make sure that they provide a CI for all the officers. Already, as I said, some of the officers are even flouting the CI by providing lists without pictures. During registration, a lot of issues will come up from the CI, and they will have to determine them there. In the course of registration, there's what we call irregularity. Irregularity meaning that start at 6 or 7, you come at 10. The agent will have to fill a form. Now, this is the time you came. In the course of registration, everything is finished. You have a long queue, they'll tell you.
Then the machines broke down.
Machines broke down, or our batteries are down, or we don't have cartridges to print, even A4 sheets to print, or laminates to laminate the card. They all become issues during registration. Sometimes we, as interested parties, we are being forced to purchase some of these items. We go to a center, there's a long queue. What is the problem? They say their batteries are down. You may have to go and look for batteries for them to operate. You understand?
So these are challenges that it may likely...
That's what they go through every time. We've reminded them, they say everything will be on course. But, for instance, challenge forms. If you want to challenge any person, you have to fill a challenge form. If the forms are finished, how do you challenge? Sometimes we compromise by doing photocopies of the challenge forms, so that we as parties, we have copies.
Okay. So when they say they've run out, then you just give them?
We give them. Even in some places, they just write simple English, challenging the application of this person. Then you sign here, then the EC officer to sign. But ideally, there should be a form, because the form is very simple. It's in the CI.
I see. It's
the challenge form is there. So it's simple, then you fill it. So those are the problems you may face in the course of it.
So when the agent takes notes of all the hitches, what happens?
He fills the form, for instance, to show that you turn up at 12 midday. So you may have to extend the hours for registration.
Okay.
Or on this day, you didn't allow anybody to be challenged. Why didn't you allow it? Maybe you are ignorant of the law. In this case, the party should complain to the EC for it to be rectified as quickly as possible, either on that day or the very next day. So that is where the agents are asked to note all these things. And even in the case of challenge, the new thing is that once you challenge, it should be in duplicate. You keep copy, you give copy to the EC. It's a new thing under the CI 91. So on the first day, if you go through all these processes, then it's assumed that they can do that for the next 10 days or for the next 9 days. And then registration would have been completed. So that is the registration period. We've spoken about pre-registration, spoken about registration itself, and all that's required to be done. Then you go to post-registration, which is also a very difficult
After the exercise.
After the exercise. One, there's a review committee at the district level, comprising the head of education, the police commander, reps of registered political parties, rep of a traditional authority. But for political parties, you cannot chair. Maybe members of the committee, but no member of a political party is allowed to chair a review committee.
Okay.
So the function of this review committee, the secretary to the committee is the district director, EC.
Okay.
So the EC informs persons that a challenge has been raised against you, appear before this committee to come and answer. The person also challenged, they will also inform you, come and justify why you think this person should not be given the card. So the committee says and takes decisions on these things. Where you are not satisfied, it means that the next stage is to go to court.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Whichever party is not satisfied may have to proceed to court. And all these things would have to be done before you get a provisional register.
Is there provision for a speedy...
We've given timelines. Within 7 days, do this. Within 3 days,
even
do
to the
this.
courts?
Even to the
because
courts.
If the person takes it to the courts, that could drag.
Even to the courts, because in the first place, you have to do all these things before you have a provisional register.